Okay, I'm making us go live, and they just get to
We're
like
live.
hear us and whatever. Okay, good. We are live. We
Are you
are.
gonna tell me about like waffles or, you know, pancakes or whatever? Something that you have a gripe with, the fact that they make brownie pans that make extra edges.
That's some bullshit, huh?
Yeah, you know, I started looking into this obviously because I had to find that brownie thing for our show.
Did you see it? Okay, I haven't actually finished our last episode. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Oh well, I ran a brownie thing at the end, like a brownie extra edges, or like a perfect cutting brownie pan thing, like from the 90s. Um, but the point of it was funny because I found a bunch of videos talking about how much people love the edges,
Oh, that's
but
so
I
messed
never
up.
found anything about people saying they don't like brownie edges.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Okay,
Yeah, I know, it's very weird.
okay, Dave, you ready?
Mm.
Okay, I'm about to hit record on the actual like one that the other two people will listen to, and then we'll start
People
here.
listen to this show? Why do people listen to this show? It's very confusing.
I don't know. Ready?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Dave,
Bonk,
Dave,
bonk, bonk.
Dave. It's episode 50.
Oh, what?
Shelves are full, and what's on them often forgotten. Sad games and some other media silently cry out to be played again and given the attention that they deserve. This is why John and Dave get together each week. They force each other to take one of these sad games off the shelf, dust it off, and give it some love. Their discussions of games and other game-related topics will surely go off the deep end, but they always pay homage to those that are shelved and forgotten.
It's episode 50 of Shelved and Forgotten. I'm Dave Moore. Joining me is a man who knows nothing about online gaming, Johnny Casino.
Yeah, man. We talked about this when we recorded Radio
Okay, so-
is Lame. That like I don't know anything, right?
Here's
I
the
just
question,
talk.
John. John, here's the question.
Yeah.
You started a gaming show called Generational Gamers. It talks about like the history of gaming with your friend Ben Butler.
Well,
right?
I mean, we had a theory that we would
No.
talk about the comparison of playing old games back in the day compared to someone who started at a later time. And since then, we've gone away from that and back to it, and away from it and back to it, and away from it and back
Right.
to it. I never claimed to know anything about any of this stuff.
You pretended like there was no online gaming in the PS2 and Xbox One era, or the
No.
Xbox like original Xbox era.
I said I didn't know anything about that stuff, and then we jumped ahead a little bit, I think.
That was my era, man.
I mean,
era.
Yeah, but how much?
Straight
Okay,
up.
but there was online gaming during that time. But was there really like it?
Yes.
Not nearly in the way it is now.
Yeah, it was better.
What? No. How is that possible?
Jack X Combat Racing had like these open lobbies where you went into lobbies and you could go into games, but you could just like sit in the lobbies and talk to people. It was fantastic.
Okay, that's one game.
You could actually, the way the online like was formed was like so you could actually form groups and communities. Like there was actually an opportunity to meet new people and have meaningful conversations with strangers across the internet. I was number 9 on the leaderboards of SSX3 when the leaderboard shut down.
It's funny how many times I've heard you say that. Like you just need to get that tattooed across your belly.
Right, but you pretended like there was no online gaming.
No. I didn't pretend like there was. I just said I didn't know anything about it, and I couldn't find enough like information on the kind of short notice that we had. That's what we're going to talk about.
That was when we got Wi-Fi in my house, bro.
I don't think I didn't have Wi-Fi back then. The PS2
I got
era.
Wi-Fi. We had just gotten broadband, like for real, like actual broadband. We had moved on from dial-up, and we got Wi-Fi specifically so we could play the original Xbox and a PS2 online at my house.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to tell
You
you.
know that Xbox Live thing that's on all the original Xbox games? That actually means you could play that game online.
No. And we addressed that. Like, we pointed out
No,
that,
you
yes,
didn't.
we did not. Okay, we did not dive deep into it.
You were very confused.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I put in there that I couldn't find like a page that talked about the original Xbox Online stuff, because when you search for that, all you get's the XBLA stuff. And that's what I found.
It's very confusing because it's also still been called Xbox Live the whole time. And it also makes me sad that Ben got his account then and he still has deadlock with a bunch of numbers.
Well, because he talked about it in some episode we did where, well, one, I mean, he was pretty freaking young whenever he did that. And when you're young,
said he was 13. How old is Ben? Ben's like my age then, isn't he?
I think he's just a little bit older. Like
Just
a year or two older.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it back then, and he really wanted deadlock, and I guess it was already taken. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because you can actually have one of the cooler online names.
Yeah. So that's why every service that comes out now, like any service ever created from now till forever, if you could pick a name, I'm jumping in day one just so I can get a cool name. And then maybe I'll never use it.
I mean, I do that already.
So like all the dating apps, I gotta get my cool name on them.
Oh, you don't want to know my name on the dating apps. You don't want. It's the only place it's different. You don't want to know what it is, John.
Oh my God! Now I have to.
No. I'll leave you to wonder. Now you're gonna have to get on Tinder. You're gonna have to like spoof into my location, and you're gonna have to start swiping to see if I'm still there.
Do you think that's why? Do you think that's why Sean has the PlayStation name he had? Because he had like a dating app back in the day. And he went with that name for his dating profile.
I mean, that's closer to my dating name than.
Oh God, I hope not.
I'm just gonna say that.
God, I hope not.
It's not that bad, Sean.
Is it
anyway?
Getting more, Dave Moore. Your tagline at the end of your dating app.
So anyway, I'm Dace Crash on PSN because I was Dace Crash on Jack X Combat Racing.
Man, you really live in the past, don't you, Dave?
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you why this is a thing, John.
These are the glory days for me of my gaming back when I was good.
Wait till you tell me or I tell you. I'm gonna tell you something, John.
What's that?
This is episode 50. We gotta do all our callbacks. I gotta tell you something. Is when I talk about the game I played 2 games. I'm saving one for the Xbox Drive. I played one game for you, John, and I freaking hated it so much that I literally had nothing to say about it. And the problem with that is, yet I ended up getting on my Xbox and pulling up my games, and I booted up SSX3 after playing these games. And I played that game for 3 freaking hours, like till 2 o'clock in the morning. You know why, John? Because that game is freaking amazing. Okay. And it is the best game ever made. So you want to say I live in the past? That's fine. But NFL Street, SSX3, and Jack X Combat Racing are the best 3 games. Multiplayer. Like, this is a competition-based games ever made. Okay. Period.
I would love some NFL Streets. Like I keep
if there's one game I want online from that era more than anything, it's NFL Street. Because John, you could literally ask me to play NFL Street anytime and I wouldn't say yes. That game has never gotten old.
Okay. Well, if it ever happens, I will make sure I pick it up so you and I can play online.
I'm sure, don't worry. They'll make a new one. They'll just make a brand new one, and it won't play anything like the old one. The controls will be really complicated and awful, and I'll hate it.
Probably.
And it'll be great.
Are you going to start playing like old online games with me when the service comes out? This Nintendo stuff comes out in September?
I'd really like us to get to the Super Nintendo era of games before I'm very excited about that.
Well, I'm not asking you to be very excited. I'm just wondering if you're going to play with me.
I mean, I'll try, but I don't love NES sports titles. Like, I don't have the nostalgia that people do for that.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
don't have that Nintendo nostalgia, if you know what I mean.
So, Dave, this morning you texted me because almost every morning we record, I'll text you, "Good morning, Dave." And I started doing that because there were some days when I did not think you were going to be there for the show. Um, but I didn't text you this morning. You texted me first, and you're like, "Hi, John." I was like, "Oh shit, we're recording today." And here's why it left my mind, because it left my mind yesterday, and I remembered and whatever. So I have an interview. I have a job interview later today.
Oh, exciting.
I mean, I would be, but I think my odds of getting the job are really low. Like, I think I'm coming from.
It's also going to ruin your gaming. I've heard it's going to ruin your gaming completely. It's going to ruin everything about how you play games.
It will. On the weird off chance I get it, I will be having to game in the evening and not in the morning, or not at work like I normally do to get through my games.
I hope it pays significantly more.
If I'm lucky, it pays about the same.
That's why
because
you hate your current position.
Yeah, well, and because it's a move in a better direction, right?
Okay.
But I also have very little chance of actually getting the job. Like, and I was like, okay, well, they'll interview 3 or 4 people, and that gives me okay odds, even though I'm kind of coming from like the wrong part of the company to get this position.
I feel like that gives you better odds.
Well, yeah, but then I found out that they're like interviewing people for like 4 days.
Oh, you found out they're listening. So you found out they're listening to this podcast, and the only reason they're doing this is out of courtesy and to tell you that they're a huge fan.
Dude, no. Well, I know that, not that second part, but I mean, I got flown to Ohio for a job interview one time.
Yes.
The guy leading the job interview literally works across the hall from the control room. But they flew me to Ohio, because that's where they're doing the interviews, for a job they knew they were never going to give me. But the company still paid to fly me someplace to do this interview. So, like,
that's weird.
The odds of, like, okay, so like just getting an interview, it means nothing, right? So I'm not pumped, but I'm like freaking like it's messing with me, because now I got to make sure I look good, which is very difficult for me in general. And so yesterday I was going to go to the store. I realized that I needed to get another shirt and a new tie, because I wasn't going to do the whole suit thing, because
so now this job interview is costing you money.
Well, I mean, something I should have anyway, I guess. But I wasn't going to do the whole suit thing, because I know what they wear in the office, right? And if I just basically put a tie on with a nice shirt and like dress pants, then that'll still be like a small step above what they wear in the office, and therefore like still good for interviewing. But then my daughter gets sick, and I had to pick her from school yesterday morning, and so like there went all my plans for that. And so so she's sick. She's actually home right now, but she's chilling out doing something on her phone or whatever. So I couldn't do that. So I went. My wife had me go to like Ross, which I freaking hate Ross. So she had me go there because it was closer, and I was going out in the area anyway for something, and I didn't find a shirt I liked. So now I'm just going to suit up, right? Which is fine. I mean, it's appropriate for a job interview.
You're overdressing.
No, because I don't think wearing a suit.
You're telling me they wear under a shirt and tie in the office?
They wear like dress pants, a button-up shirt, but usually no tie.
Okay, so they dress nicely.
It's a business casual or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you can never go wrong wearing a suit. Like you almost can never go wrong wearing a suit. And I have a suit
I disagree with that statement, but sure. I mean, what do I know?
I don't know.
I've never interviewed at this high of a level, so what do I know about dressing nice?
I was basically like internally freaking out yesterday trying to figure all this out, because my day got rocked when I couldn't go to the store.
Yeah.
So I was on all kinds of websites and stuff about all that, whatever. Anyway, you can basically never go wrong if you wear like a black suit. Apparently not a black tie unless you're in certain areas. I didn't know this. This is the thing. So I have a black suit. I have like this blue tie thing. I don't know. I'm going to look like an idiot just because I don't pull off dress clothes well. And
I've never heard anybody say those words.
yeah, no, I don't. I look like an idiot in dress clothes. Um, and so, but I'm going to look like an idiot anyway. And I'm going to go to this interview of which I'm most likely not going to get the position for. And then I'm going to not get it. And then I'm just going to like spiral into depression. So it's going to be a real fun ride for a few days.
John.
I'll play a video game or something to get me through it. But anyway, so you mix that.
Remember,
what's that?
Here's what you need to do, John.
Okay, what's that?
Because you've clearly gone off the deep end. That was like a 15-minute rant about how you're not going to get this job. So a little bit worried about your mental state of health right now, John. Here's what you need to do when you don't get that job. Go to work like you normally would. Take your Xbox with you. Set it down and go, you know what's really great about my job? I get to sit here for 8 hours and play Xbox.
That's true. That's true. But here's the other thing. So mix that with Camille being sick and our upstairs air conditioning unit stopped working. So in here, if your house is of a certain size, because it gets so freaking hot in the Houston area.
Look at John. He's complaining he's not going to get this high-end good job. Now he's talking about how his house is inconvenient because it's too big.
Hold on.
Way too big.
No. Oh, dude, you can get big houses for freaking cheap as hell out here. But like you get 2 air conditioning units. And in the last 10, 15 years, I guess they started doing this.
Okay, here's my question. These are forced air conditioning units. Like they're both like outside. They sit next to each other like side by side, but they're one's pushing to the one half, the other's pushing to the other half.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, and if you go in the attic, there's like the 2 big fans up there that stuff. But anyways, the air conditioning unit stopped working yesterday for upstairs, and I think it's just out of Freon. Like I think it just needs to be recharged, which technically I could do, kind of. But also, anyways, it's a whole big thing.
But you're not really sure that that's what it is, so...
Yeah, like I've worked on air conditioning units professionally when I was in the Navy, but very different kind than you have in a house.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then both kids had like slept downstairs on the couch because it was too freaking hot upstairs to sleep. And downstairs is fine because the downstairs actually works. So anyways, you mix all these things together and my mind is just like all over the place. Had no idea we were recording this morning until you messaged me. But here I am.
John, what is too hot for you to sleep upstairs?
It's about 85 degrees upstairs.
Oh my God, you need to stop complaining.
No. 85 degrees and like muggy with no good airflow. Like, here's the thing.
We get muggy at 85 too, John.
Yeah, but 85 outside. Hold on a second.
88, I'll turn on the air conditioning. Before that, not touching it.
That's hilarious. So if you go outside, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like 90 degrees outside yesterday and in the shade. And it felt okay. Like it felt nice. I was sitting outside, had a little breeze. It felt fine. Right. And then you walk upstairs in the house and you feel like death has just come.
I mean, that is a fair point. The upstairs is always worse.
Yeah. So it's like the thermostat read like 83, 85, which doesn't sound that bad because we normally keep our air conditioning set at like 77, 78. Because if you go much lower than that, then my bill like skyrockets. But yeah, it like 85 outside is a wonderful temperature. 85 in your upstairs of your house is just hell.
Do you have one of those like humidifying things that like run water? They're like April airs. Do you have one of those?
I mean, we own one for when the kids are sick, but that's about it.
No, like it's part of the forced air. Like it actually is part of the air conditioning system. So it pushes like moist water through the house.
No, we don't need that. There's enough moisture in the air here in Houston for that.
There is plenty of moisture in the air too here. It just conditions like the humidity to a certain level. Anyway, you can set the level of the humidity on it. Mm-hmm. And every time I set it, even when I set it really low, like it's nonstop running and it just kind of pisses me off. So I just kind of turn it off. But I was just curious, like, because I don't know how to condition air.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. It does a thing. I changed my air filters yesterday. It's nice. It used to be like our old houses. We had like all these different like individual air filters for every place it like sucked in the air from the house, you know?
Yeah.
And like our current air conditioning system, it has 2, one for the upstairs one and one for the downstairs one. And they're these like huge things, but you only have to swap them out individually. It's pretty sweet. Anyway,
this is the heating and cooling podcast with Dave Moore and Johnny Casino. Every week we discuss how to condition the air within your home as well as in your car. Everything that has a forced air unit.
yeah, man.
Dave
Hi.
Moore, Johnny Casino.
Hey, on a happier note, started doing something recently. This actually goes back to gaming, and it's gotten me to where I try out games I would not have normally tried out. And it's been great. And I recommend everyone do this if you can pull it off. Right?
I'm going to tell you right now what this is.
What's that?
You get Game Pass.
No.
Which I'm officially paying for. Isn't that great?
That's outstanding, Dave. No, and that helps. Like something like that will help. But if you can find any way to start trying a bunch of little games. So Chris, I've talked about this before. Chris Berto and I have been doing this like little thing. We record a video every week, put it up on We the Nerdy, right? But because of this, like there's a number of games I would have never tried, and now I have. And some of them I've liked, and some of them I've hated. And a lot of them have been free on Steam, which is where we end up getting a bunch of them, right? But like we played, like last night, we haven't made the video for this. Last night I was playing Stick Fight the Game, which you're literally a stick man, and you punch each other in on a stage of some sort. And then there's also like guns that randomly fall. Hilarious. Absolutely freaking hilarious. It's actually part of the Humble Bundle right now. You can like pay $1 and get that and 2 other games, or you can pay a little bit more.
This is part of John's craze of playing the stupidest games I've ever heard of.
Dude,
yet he criticizes me for saying that SSX3 is the greatest game of all
I've
time.
never once criticized you for that. Plenty of other things.
Saying I'm stuck in the past.
But Dave, I played a different game, and I have a clip. If you want to hear a clip If you want to hear a clip of this game, I have one on pull-ups. I'm going to tell you about this game real quick, and then I want you to tell me if you want a clip of this. So the game is called Darwin Project, which if you listen to Generational Gamers, I brought it up. I talked about it a little bit.
Oh, this is that stupid game with the narrator that's Battle Royale with 10 people in hexagon areas. And like, let me go into my second complaint about you on Generational Gamers that you only reminded me of just now, John.
Okay.
Hi, John. You proceeded to say, these were your exact words. You ready? I'm going to quote you.
Oh, God.
I was telling a coworker about this game, and no matter what I did, it sounded boring. Yet I'm going to explain it again.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I was trying to figure out because here's the problem, right? In theory, so the game is really fun. It's one of the most fun we've had.
Don't you dare start explaining that game again. No one cares about your 10-player Battle Royale game with a narrator.
It doesn't have a narrator. It has like a game master. And if you have a good one, the game is great. But I'm going to play you the sound clip. I'm going to warn you it's a little explicit. I'm going to play the sound clip.
Turn on your car radios, moms and dads,
and
who are supposed to be listening to Apparently by Johnny Casino, the parenting podcast.
And maybe you'll understand why this was so funny. So I'm going to see if I can play this. We're going to see how this comes across. I don't know. But this was our second match at the very beginning, and a conversation, because when you're in the opening, like when you're in the little area waiting to start, you can hear everyone because it's proximity chat. So this is the conversation that ended up happening. This could be.
Press T and you stop talking in game.
Press T and you start talking in the game.
Press T and you stop.
You start talking in the game, pussy ass bitch. Fuck with me.
And this is
a clip that belonged in Generational Gamers because that's the epitome of online gaming right there. That's exactly what online gaming is.
The problem is I didn't have it pulled then. Like I pulled that when I was editing the video. And that's the thing is you get these people, and sometimes they're hilarious, and they're saying stupid, like those two guys were in 2 matches in a row against us, and they both died really quick. But they were talking some like mad shit. And one of them, like his picture was Bill Cosby, which was really funny. But then you get other, yeah. But then you get other people that are just like not acting stupid and crazy and just kind of entertaining to talk to and whatever else. And if you have a good game master who comes and like talks to you and stuff, it's a lot of fun. But anyways, the point of this whole thing is like, especially if you have Steam and you have a computer that can play like a quarter decent games, like a lot of these aren't that hard. Look through a bunch of the free games, and you will find some crazy stuff you would have never expected. Play them a little bit. You never know what you're going to stumble across that you're going to enjoy, and you never know like if you play it with someone. Like I tried playing this game by myself, and it wasn't that fun. But like, every time I played with Chris, it's been a blast. So
I'm so sorry you're wasting your time with stupid stuff like this, John.
it's fun to play the dumb things.
Seriously, I think like your mental state of health is putting you like, it's like we're spiraling downward. Why don't we just spiral everything downward, including your like taste of games? Just we're gonna have him drink a lot more. That'll be really good for his health. And I really think there's something going on that's flawed here, John. You're playing some really bad games when you could play SSX3 and Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah, but I don't own those. Darwin Project was free.
Buy SSX3. It's $10.
I've considered it.
You will not regret that purchase.
I've considered. Now, if I go find it at like a retro game store for stupid
for like
cheap,
$2.
Yeah, like can I just pop it in just the same?
Yes.
Okay, maybe while I'm out later, I'll swing, or maybe tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow. So I'm hoping Camille goes back to school tomorrow. I'll have the one more day off, and I really haven't a chance to like just get out and do anything. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll go like looking for that.
I played a game, John. You want to tell you about my game that I played that I hate so much?
I really, really do.
I played Super Hot.
Oh, you didn't like? Okay, so first of all, Super Hot.
So dumb.
So not Shelved and Forgotten.
Worst game ever made. Worst game ever in the history of man.
Okay, first of all, not possible, right? There are some really bad games out there.
I boot this game up, and I thought it was broken. I literally thought it glitched out.
Because you didn't understand the concept of the game.
Yeah, okay, great. So I figured that out. Okay, so I got past that point, John. You know what I got to do next?
What?
Get shot by tentacle arms that are red.
Shot by tentacle arms? Dude, that's the bullets.
I go around the corner and proceededly every time get hit by red things, and no matter how many times I aim perfectly at the opposing, I can't shoot them. I literally couldn't make it around the first fucking corner, John. This game sucks.
Dave, okay, here's the problem. The game doesn't suck, right? Like, the game has been praised by many, many people.
No, it sucks.
Straight up. I don't understand. Like, I get you like, okay, this game isn't for me, which is really what you're saying right now.
I mean, kind of, but I like to exaggerate and piss people off, John. That's kind of the whole point.
No, I get that. I get that. I don't understand how you had that hard of a time with the beginning of it. Like, it breaks everything down for you. Like, the first level explains how to do things.
I couldn't even get through that, John.
But why?
I don't know. I couldn't shoot them.
You just aim, and then you shoot, and then you move out of the way of the bullets. You can literally sit there, see where the bullet's going to make your move on how to get away from it.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, John. I will stream this later, and you can watch me repeatedly die. And you can be in the chat and give me as much advice, and I'll follow all your advice. But I'll never make it around that first corner.
Oh, I don't understand. I just don't get it.
It was that bad, John. I played it for like 45 minutes and couldn't get around this corner.
How?
I don't know, John. You tell me. I played shooters before. I beat the first 3 Halo campaigns. So don't tell me I can't play first-person shooters.
Yeah, but it's a very different kind of first-person shooter. I mean, so for those who haven't heard this, which I don't know how you would be listening to this and not have heard this, but like everything moves when you move. Time sits still when you sit still. If someone shoots a bullet, it will literally sit there in the air until you move. So
no,
yeah,
that is not accurate.
It is accurate. It only moves if you move.
This game is broken because no. When I walk out and I stand there completely still, I've gotten shot still without moving.
Okay, did you stand still for like 5 minutes? Because it might move very, 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 very slowly, but effectively it's sitting still. And the second you move, though, it moves in real time. So if you're
not how this works.
It is exactly how the game works.
This is not how it felt, John. Maybe they should have been more explicit and explained it. Instead of showing me like a weird VCR rewind thing over and over and over.
What?
Because that's what it looks like, John.
Oh my god.
It's so bad. It's the worst game. It's not even a little bit fun.
Here's what's funny is like Ben.
It also looks like trash. The whole game
okay,
looks like trash.
okay. You need to keep in mind, right? Like the point of the game is like when you're playing, you are inside a computer game, effectively, right? Like you are inside a computer thing.
Yeah, yes. And every video game we play, we're inside a computer game, John.
Okay,
Did you realize
but,
that? No. I just want to clarify. So there's no reason for a computer game to look so bad. Don't tell me that it's an aesthetic thing because it's supposed to be inside of a computer game. Computer games look good, John.
No, but okay, it's designed that way on purpose. Not to mention that like the original thing of this was a VR game.
Now I understand everything. I understand it completely. It was a trash game. It was meant to sell VR headsets.
No,
VR
it's a
headsets
great
didn't sell,
game.
so
You should talk to
it to everything else, and then people are freaking praising it because it's stupid and looks awful.
You should talk to Ben about this because he like loved this game so much after I got him to start playing it that he has played it through in like all these different modes. Like there's one mode you can play through where all you get is swords. There's one you go through and like you don't get any weapons. You just have to punch people. Like there's all these different like ways you can play through on these harder levels.
I'd really like to play it without guns.
I mean, but I think they still have guns. Just you don't.
Oh, that sounds dumb.
It's just something to make it more difficult.
Oh, and I wanted to say something else about Ben. This is my praising of Ben for Generational Gamers. Now that I've shit all over Super Hot, the worst shooting game ever made in the history of man. Ben said something that's the most true statement ever. I have never needed cloud saves. Ever. Personally, I've never needed them, so I don't care about cloud saves. The other thing is, Ben's solution to not having cloud saves was play it again, and that's the most true statement ever. Because if you put 200 hours into Zelda, and you really care about those 200 hours of Zelda, when are you going back to Zelda? Like, why don't you just start over? It's fine. You don't need that save file. Just gonna say it. Sorry. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Ben was right. Just play it again. That's the solution.
I
you don't
mean,
need cloud saves.
I don't know.
I'm with Ben. I could personally never think of a time when I needed cloud saves.
Okay, neither have I. But when have you had a mobile system like that? Right? Or
the 3DS.
Yeah, and if you're in the middle of a game,
my Game Boy.
If you're in the middle of a game,
DS.
But like if you were to have been in the middle of a game and then you lost the game,
I bought it again and played it again.
Okay, I have had games that I did not want to go back to. I did not want to finish if I had to start it from the beginning. Like I enjoyed it, but like it's a one-time playthrough game, right?
And do you ever want to play it again at all anyway?
But if I lost it, if something happened and I lost that save, I would be pissed. Like, okay, so let me give you an example here. So I was playing Wolfenstein, The New Order. And I was playing it on Steam because I got a really good deal on it. And then I was having like this huge issue with it. And I couldn't get to play. And I couldn't figure out, like, buying another copy of it would not have been a problem monetarily. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it and replay through the first however many hours I'd already played. I ended up doing it because I wanted to finish the game. But like I almost didn't for that reason. And had I had a way to pull up that save, it would have made the decision so much less. So this is where it comes into play. Like, for the most part, I never use cloud saves. And I mean, okay, let's say this. Let's say this.
It might be cheaper to just buy SSX3, John. By the way, I've just looked this up. It might just be cheaper to buy it on the Xbox store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll consider that. Okay, so let's say this. So you're playing Forza. Have you unlocked a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, I got 15 rare achievements in like the course of an hour of gaming.
Okay, but but you are the things that you unlock stuff you like having, like different cars or whatever else.
I like unlocking cars.
Okay.
I like a lot. I feel attached to my cars.
So let's say your Xbox shit itself.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice to know that you could just put everything on another Xbox, like, you know, replace your Xbox, boot it up, and you'd still have all the stuff you unlocked? Like, wouldn't that just be?
Care.
But wouldn't it nice to have?
Yes, it's nice to have.
There you go. Like, that's all I'm saying.
But
like,
do I need it? Do I need it? The question was it a tragic thing that we didn't have before?
No, and I don't think it was either, except for those people who
Because guess what? Even my super rare cars, like, I could play the game again.
Yes.
It'd be fun. I get to drive around and smash all the boards again.
Okay, but you also got to realize that, like, this is a game that's like an open world driving game, which you're gonna be doing that stuff over and over again anyway, and that's part
John,
of the appeal.
I didn't pick this example. You picked this example.
I'm just asking if you would be happy if you still had them, right? Okay, the fact that it didn't have cloud saves, like, I'm not the person who's sitting there like yelling and screaming at, like, I should have had cloud saves in the beginning, right? Because it's just like all the other platforms. You have to pay for the online service to get the cloud saves.
I've also heard no one say that complaint where people are mad that they have to pay for it.
Oh, it's all over the place. Like, oh, why are we paying for something that we should have had to begin with? That's where they all are, right? Trust me, the tweets are all over the place. What's that?
What we should have had and we should still already have from the get-go is you should be able to back up your save files to something else.
But how often would you do that? Like, how often would you think to do that?
Not often.
Exactly.
But the point is you can't do it. Like, you can't move your save file from one switch to the other. Like, this will be the only way to do this, John.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice if you could put like an external hard drive on it, and then like the games that you'd want to play on the go, you can keep them on the system memory or like on the SD card or whatever.
Right.
And then anything you're only going to want to play docked, then you put it on a hard drive. That would be cool.
That would be very nice.
Funny story. They didn't do
Is your hard drive on your you don't have a hard drive on your Xbox?
I do too.
Like an external?
Yeah.
Oh,
We've talked about this.
Has it ever come unplugged? And like you boot up your Xbox and all your games are like still listed, but you can't play any of them because they're not installed. It's really interesting.
Hold on a second. So Skinny Matt jumped in and he's talking about backing up leads to hacking of the console that already has a vulnerable chip. Yeah, well, So yeah, I guess I don't know enough about that stuff.
You want to get into this? So you've already hacked the Switch. It's not a big deal. We knew that was going to happen when they put a USB-C port on it and put a really easy chip to hack on it.
Yeah, but did people like you and I know there was a really easy chip to hack on it?
Well,
I didn't.
I mean, I like tech stuff.
Okay, hold on.
When the Switch got announced, it was like, well, it's gonna be easy when they get to it. I mean, I don't care. I'm not gonna run homebrew. I'm not gonna run it on my Switch because I've got an extra Switch that I could run it on, and I'm tempted, but they gotta put like some like good reason to do homebrew. And currently, at the current state of the hacking the Switch, which I've looked into, we are not at a point where it's worth it to any extent. Like, it's not like I can run Netflix on it now, or there's no real emulators that are like easy to put ROMs into.
Well, did you see how someone's like uploaded the Super Nintendo Classic onto a Switch?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, and I don't know how difficult this is. I don't know if it's like more than one person or if it's just one person that's done it, but someone out there has put the entirety of the Super Nintendo Classic onto a Switch.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I still don't know that I would do that, although it'd be kind of nice to be able to play some of those games in a more convenient fashion.
But Nintendo's going to get us to the point where like you can officially play SNES games.
I'm sure it's going to happen.
And so I can wait. And
now, do you think
if they do it right and they're going to give me online play for Super Mario Kart, like, I'm so on board that I don't care.
Do you think that the reason they haven't said anything about the Super Nintendo or having Super Nintendo games like that, like they've only mentioned the NES ones, do you think that's because they're like, okay, it takes a certain amount of time to get these games ready to go, and we're starting with the NES games, and we'll move on to Super Nintendo games?
No.
No? Well, okay.
No, I think Nintendo likes to build artificial suspense.
Oh, it could be.
Because once you've built the emulator, Like they can put every NES game on here at this point. Like there's absolutely no reason.
But don't they have to do
Especially
stuff to make them like online worky? That's the technical term.
I think it's built into the emulator.
Oh,
The way that I said, because if you can pass a controller virtually back and forth, you're basically using online to say, here's a virtual controller controlling this game.
Well, you can do that with, was it Mixer on the Xbox?
Yeah, Microsoft did it first.
Which is just
The XboxDrive.com.
So to answer your earlier question though, of have I ever like had my hard drive come disconnected? I haven't had it just come disconnected because of like where it sits. It would take someone like reaching in this area behind and like knocking into it.
Right.
But I've taken it to work with me with the idea of playing certain things, and I forgot the hard drive at home, which is where most of the games are saved. And so I was very limited on what I could play that day. I was very disappointed.
And you have to like click on each one individually to figure out which ones are installed.
Well, it was pretty early on, so I kind of had an idea. Like if it was on Game Pass and I knew it wasn't installed because it was all on the hard drive. But the other thing is that anytime I boot up my Xbox at work, I have to hotspot my phone so that it can verify that it's my account and let me play these games. Like there's a way to take it to like offline mode once it's done, whatever. But it's such a pain in the ass.
Why don't we just play it online like it was built?
I mean, but when I'm at work, I can't. I have to do it through my phone.
John, you realize that this statement, when I'm at work, I can't play my online console, is not a problem for 90% of the population.
I'm sure 90 is actually low for that statement.
I actually am sure you're one of the 1% in this case, John. This is the
I
only
mean,
time
I am
you're
a
one of the
1%er.
1%.
I am a 1%er. Dave, speaking of playing games at work, I played a game. Now, here's the thing.
God, I hate this statement so much. When I'm at work, I can't play my online console at work.
Well, it's that or sit there in a dark corner, like bored to tears.
No, John, I don't have a problem with the fact that you play games at work. I mean, it irritates me on a personal level because I can't play games at work. But what I have a problem with you is you complaining about the inability to connect to the internet to authorize your games because you have this unique situation in which you need to play games at work.
So here's the thing though, Dave. So I bought a new motorcycle, right? And I've had this bag. It's like a duffel bag size and shaped bag, but it's got like a little like indentation in the middle of it and stuff that's made to go on the back of a motorcycle.
Okay.
And so it's good sized. And so when I finally got comfortable with the protection ability and stuff like that, I started being like, some days I would bring the PS4, sometimes I'd bring the Xbox, and I could put them in this bag and I could feel okay about it.
You broke the PS4. The PS4. Please
all the systems are fine.
I mean, I want to smash my PS4 every day.
No, so all the systems are fine. But here's the thing is,
Sony, you're really lucky Spider-Man's coming out. Otherwise, I would have sold that thing. I would have sold that thing a long time
Sony
ago.
doesn't care if you sell your PS4.
Yeah, they do, because I'm never gonna pay for PSN ever again.
That's fine.
And I'm never gonna buy another game after Spider-Man.
So here's the thing. The bag doesn't fit as well on my new motorcycle. My new motorcycle is a little skinnier in the back. Like it's got a littler booty. And so
I knew this was the problem.
This bag doesn't fit as well. So, and to keep my bike looking nice, because it's a new bike, it's an Indian, and I like that's a big thing to me, and I want it to look nice and stay pristine and all that stuff. So I bought saddlebags. So I'm gonna take that big bag off and put saddlebags on there. And I'm not going to be able to put an Xbox and probably not the PS4 in these saddlebags. And not to mention that it would have to have the thing like on the side. And so I'm going to be going back to just being able to bring my old consoles or the Switch and 3DS and stuff like that with me. So I'm not going to be taking the Xbox and the PS4 with me unless it's like raining and I have to take the car. So we'll see how that changes things.
Perfect.
Yes. So I was at work and I was playing a game.
As long as you can't take that PS4 with you.
I was at work and I was playing a game. And I have a lot of games to play. Like through Game Pass and through EA Access and some other stuff, I have like BioShock 2 is a game I still need to get around to playing that I've never played.
This statement began with, "It's really hard for me to take my Xbox to work," but I took my Xbox to work.
No. It will be real hard to do it. Like, because the sound effects haven't shown up yet. They'll be here tomorrow. Anyway, so I have all these games I need to play. I've got games on my PS4 that I haven't started. Like, I have all these games I need to play. But so what did I do? I replayed Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which was the first game I think I ever played on the Xbox One, because the month that I got my Xbox One, it was a game with gold. I am a huge Tomb Raider fan. Like, I missed a bunch of the chunk of the ones in the middle, like the 360 generation ones.
PS2 era?
Yeah.
They're all awful, John. Don't worry. You didn't miss anything there.
I mean, what was the one I played a few months ago? It was, I think it was a game with gold.
I only played one Tomb Raider. I shouldn't say this. I only played one Tomb Raider, like, for real, like, at an age where I would understand it enough to care.
Yeah.
It was for the PS2, and it was awful. Like, I know it was awful.
So, I started with the original Tomb Raider. Like, I played the Tomb Raider 1, I played Tomb Raider 2.
Tomb Raider since.
I played Tomb Raider 3.
Ever tell you the story about my dad playing Tomb Raider?
Oh, God, I don't know.
My dad, the PS1, we got the PS1 for my dad. It was like his birthday gift, but you know that it was like really for us. And he played like MLB 98 or whatever it was, right?
Sure.
And he played Crash with us, okay? But he got Tomb Raider, and his opinion of gaming, right, is he played Crash with us, so he thought you just get through the level. So he got through like the first level of Tomb Raider, and it said, "You're 10% complete." And then he never played Tomb Raider or another game that wasn't Crash Bandicoot ever again with us.
That's funny.
He was like, "That's awful. That's dumb. I didn't find anything."
Yeah, no, that's not the same. You know what the problem is? If you try to go back and play Tomb Raider now, like the original, the controls...
It looks really bad.
No, the game was fine for the time period, but the controls are so hard to go back to. Like, I picked up...
Because there's no camera. There's no camera control.
It's part of that. It's also, like, I don't know. It's just real bad. I tried playing Tomb Raider 3, I don't know, like a year ago or something. I picked up like 50 cents at a pawn shop. And I couldn't play it. It was the controls were just so broken compared to now. But I played Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, played it again. I thought I was going to have it beaten, but I ended up only bringing the Xbox to work one day, and then I don't know. I keep playing Fortnite and other random stuff.
Still playing freaking Fortnite. John, that's the fourth plane to go over my house in the last hour.
I have a lot of planes that go over my house. I also have a little tiny airport right next to me.
I have a normal amount of planes that go over my house, but today it seems insane. What day is it?
It's Wednesday.
People fly out on Wednesday?
I mean, people fly out every day.
Supposedly.
I think Wednesday's like one of the less expensive days to fly.
John, never mind. I'll handle this.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing.
I have a really good joke, but it's for our other show.
Okay, yeah, you write that down. So anyway, I played Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. It is just as good playing back through it as it was the first time I played it. I'm going to finish it at some point, and then I'm going to go back and replay Rise of the Tomb Raider. And all of this is because the new Tomb Raider game comes out in September, and I want to replay through these before I play that one, just to kind of refresh myself on kind of what's going on and Lara Croft's journey and everything else. But God, I love those Tomb Raider games. I love, like, the story's okay. You know, and I think Adam Leonard, not to brag, but I think Adam Leonard and I have like discussed, because his whole thing is like Uncharted is this better game, and I'm like, no, Tomb Raider is definitely a better game. And I think the thing is like the story in Uncharted might be better, but I really prefer the gameplay in Tomb Raider, even though they're very similar. Like
I really don't like the gameplay in Uncharted.
So
I really love the story in Uncharted, but I get so bored.
Is it
by
like all
the time I get done?
Like
with
the
that
duck
game.
and cover and stuff?
Yeah, like it's just duck and cover and shoot stuff.
So the newer Tomb Raider games have a bit of that, but you don't really have to. There's a lot more ability to be stealthy, at least in the first and second one.
I don't
think.
even like being stealthy. I just get
stealthy.
bored. I just get bored with it.
Um,
My entire purpose in playing Uncharted is to get to the next cutscene.
yeah.
I don't care about the action set pieces are pretty fun. Like when I get to run across the bridge while it's like shit's falling behind me, like that's pretty cool.
There's a number of things like that in the Tomb Raider game too.
But I don't care about the duck and cover shooting, and there's so much of it that when I played Uncharted 1 and 2, like basically back to back, like I don't want to go back.
Yeah,
Like I never want to go to it because I'm like I know exactly what this game is. Like I don't care.
And I've had to stop
Yeah,
doing
says
that.
play Tomb Raider, and I feel like I'll hate Tomb Raider the same way.
Maybe I would actually like. Okay, so it's on Game Pass.
I know it is. That's why I keep looking at it, going, "Should I play that now? I've installed it. Should I play it? I don't think I should play it. I feel like I'm gonna hate it.
Hold on a second.
I feel like I'm.
This is what I want you
Wait
to
till
do
you hear
by
about the
next
game
week.
that everybody said was a. Okay.
You gotta tell me off air what game you're talking about. But I want you. But for next week, I want you to put a couple hours into Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Talk about it next. I want that to be your game for next week.
Is that the solid like first of the reboot? Because I'm always confused because they're like Tomb Raider Awakening, Tomb Raider the first game. Like these are the titles, and I'm just confused about
so there's Tomb Raider. When it was out on the PS3 and Xbox 360, it was just called Tomb Raider. The Xbox One version, which was a game with gold, however long ago, I don't even know if that one's on. I don't know if that one's on Game Pass or not. Maybe it is. Anyways, they called it Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, right? And so that's the first of the reboot.
Then they made Tomb Raider Origins.
Nope, that was something before. There's Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is the one that came out
definitely
2
sounds
or 3
like a
years
prequel.
ago. No, it's the second one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then the one that's coming out is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Okay, here's why the Batman trilogy works. It's Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and then the second one is called The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, what about the
third
90s
one.
Batman, though? That was Batman, which makes sense. It's a good start. Batman Returns.
That's a good sequel title.
Yep, Batman Forever. That seems to go through.
That
the
makes it
movie
sound like
was
the fourth
awful.
One. That's no. That's an awful title. That makes it sound like the fourth one. That's what they called the fourth Shrek movie. It was Shrek Forever.
Yeah, but the Batman Forever came out first.
Still fine, whatever, John.
And then of course, to follow Batman Forever, it's Batman and Robin, which was an absolutely terrible movie, but I still love it.
Doesn't matter, John.
It's so bad, but it's so great.
The point is, I don't know what Tomb Raider games go in order. So I start with Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
Yeah, so if you have access to that, play Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. If you don't, go ahead and play Rise of the Tomb Raider. You don't really have to play them in order. But I want to see how you feel about the gameplay. Like, I want to hear your opinion of the gameplay.
You prepared? I'm gonna hate it. Like I just want to.
I'm prepared. Anytime you open your mouth, you're gonna hate something.
I went into a game. Get ready for the Xbox Drive. I went into a game that I was supposed to love, guys. I was told I would love this game.
Were you told that by Sean?
My complaint this time is valid.
Okay. All right.
Unlike Super Hot, where I don't even understand how this game works, and that's my own damn fault.
It is. It is your own damn fault. Dave, let's go ahead and get out of here.
Oh, we have to leave?
I mean, I figured we should.
We made it to episode 50. That makes us the best podcast ever.
We did make it.
Didn't you know?
We did make it to episode 50. Hold on. Ready?
Now we need to do musical numbers for our non-existent patrons. We need to applaud ourselves repeatedly for how we've been doing this podcast for almost 4 years.
The sad thing is, like, we are at episode 50, and it has been almost 2 years.
But we did 80 episodes, so forget being cool.
That's true.
People forget how we did that.
As they should.
As they should. I'm Dave Moore. That's Johnny Casino. You guys can follow him at Johnny_Casino. That's with no H, because he's a weirdo, and I have to say that every time, because otherwise people wouldn't follow you on Twitter. It's your own damn fault for not putting an H in your name, so you can only be blamed for this. You can follow me at DaveSpace. It's also a terrible name. It makes no sense, and people think I'm saying Dave Space. Dave Space is nothing.
Well, it's better than Dance Space, which is a thing.
Which is a thing, which is the autocorrect on YouTube. Till this day, despite the fact that I have a video with over 1 million views. Hi, Dance Space. Get off of YouTube. Please leave now.
Send him a cease and desist. Your name is too close to mine. Get the fuck off.
Dacespace. DACESPACE. Dacespace.com powers this show. This is Shelved and Forgotten. In case you forgot, I mean, I already forgot that this was Shelved and Forgotten. I'm Dave Moore. That's Johnny Casino. You guys can listen to us on radio. It's lame. We were on If We Were on Nintendo this week. John's on Generational Gamers because I bitched about that show enough. I'm on the Xbox Drive with Sean Capri. Living Room Clutter as well. We do lots of shows, guys. Go over there. Datespace.com. Anything else, John? You want to play a song? You want to play a stupid song right now? Like the first thing that you can pick off OC Remix?
I like that. I like going in not knowing what I'm going to be leaving the show with. Like having no idea. Hey, guys, I'm playing a song and I don't know what it is. I like that.
It could be awful.
The last one was good. It was just very... Wasn't it like a really solemn song?
I was already asleep.
Oh.
I mean, the show put me to sleep. I was like halfway asleep through the podcast because you guys know nothing about online gaming.
No, we really don't.
SSX3. SSX was full online. SSX3 on the original Xbox had full online support.
All right, Dave.
Like the way that you think of online now, it existed. Hi, John.
Dave, I'm about to hit stop.
Oh, I thought you were going to play a song.
No,
Sure.
I don't have a song lined up.
Oh, well, I mean, that's your own damn fault.
We need some outro music, Dave.
I know. That's why I said play a song, John.
No, we'll do it next week. Hey, guys,
Okay,
next
bye.
week. Tune in next week for a song. Bye, guys.